So, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Tim Rogers review of Doom from the 90s, but he points out one of the most absurd reviews ever to be published on a video game, in which someone, I believe, reviews Doom 2 and comes in with kind of a chip on their shoulder and a kind of nonsense, in which they say, what if you could talk to the demons? What a game that would be. And as I'm sitting here looking over the talking points for Rogue Trader, I am reminded that the Warhammer 40k universe is a universe in which speaking to an Eldar or a Chaos Demon or an Orc is heresy. It's the taint of the Xeno. And the position of Rogue Trader in this universe is wildly unique in that it has any wiggle room at all to have even one conversation with anybody. Like, because Owlcat gets given the license to make a Warhammer 40k RPG, or CRPG more specifically. That's a get. That's awesome. But who, like, the Space Marines be crazy, man. They ain't gonna talk to nobody. And I'm glad that the fiction had an element of somebody out there that has a free pass, a hall pass for kissing space aliens. Right? A hall pass, if you would. So, hey, everybody, how's it going? I haven't seen you guys in a couple of days. Hope you're all doing well. You've noticed that I've started the stream in just chatting. I'm going to start doing that for the foreseeable future. See how that goes. I feel like it's a more honest way to start my show. I feel like it's a lot clearer. Pat will start doing it until he forgets. Just to watch. I'm working here, all right? All right? All right? Leave me alone. I'm doing my best. Okay, I'm trying. Jeez Louise. How y'all all doing? I read a little bit of One Piece earlier today and was blown away at the inclusion of a scene in which Roronoa Zolo killed some dude's dog. And I'm like, wow, yeah, they cut that out of every adaptation. Didn't they? There's a single panel in which, like, why is Zolo in jail? Roronoa Zolo, that is in jail for just slicing up a dog in the middle of the town. That's crazy. Was it an evil dog? It was, in fact, drawn like an evil dog. It was. Ruga Live says, I know you don't have it on your schedule, but the God of War DLC is quite good. Might make a good stream. I saw a TikTok clip of that God of War DLC, which made that go from I don't care to absolute must play. What did I see? There's a minor spoiler for the new God of War Valhalla DLC coming out. But the clip that I saw earlier today was Kratos discovering that Mimir is replaced with the shit-talking head of Helios of God of War 3 going, hey, motherfucker, I'm here. You suck, by the way. And Mimir is just totally replaced with just endlessly smack-talking Helios on your hip. So, like, I saw that, and it's like, oh, the whole thing is going to be like, hey, remember when you did this shit, Kratos? Remember how much you used to suck ass? And Kratos is like, yeah. It's good times. But regardless, hey, let's thank some people. We'll have a little chat. Oh, excuse me, I'm a little burpy. Somebody asked why 2 hours today. Well, for one, today's a sponsored stream, so I'm going to do my sponsored 2 hours. But two, Baby got his second round of shots today, and I want to be on hand in case he doesn't feel very well. But he was so brave. Like, he had to get the double shots, so, you know, you hold him, they hit him both in the legs. You know, the two ladies went, okay, take this, baby. Okay, they didn't say that. But, and he went, wah, wah, and then I pointed him at Paige, and he went, ha ha, and that was it. That was it. I just pointed him at Mama, and he went, ha ha ha, and then forgot. Good baby. Paige cried more than Gowron. Oh, dude. Hey, when you're a parent and your little baby has to get shots, it's way harder on mom and dad than it is on the baby. Because mom and dad are like, I hope he's gonna go okay. And the baby's like, haha, my legs hurt, whatever. Right? You know? So he's immunized against, like, some hepatitises and some polios. Man, you don't want to get polio. Like, people don't know. Hey, listen, people don't know about polio. You don't want it. All that anti-vax shit is from a world that forgot how messed up polio is. Polio sucks ass. FDR probably. Yeah, he probably said that. He probably did say that at some point. My dad got the polio. Paige says that's not why his legs are small, but that's why I say that. Because my dad has, like, tiny legs. Why are my legs small? Polio messed up my dad's genetics. Yep. Don't get polio or you'll turn into a manlet like Pat. Wait, no, it doesn't steal. It doesn't steal your height. That doesn't make any... No, okay. Does that mean you're disabled? Oh, I'm definitely disabled. Just not physically. Unless you count not being able to reach some of the shelves in my house. I can't reach the top shelf of my medicine cabinet. I can't. It's and we have a shelf up high, like in a cupboard, where we keep our coffee cups. And when it gets to the part where the coffee cups are at the back, I have to get like a spoon. And I have to take the spoon and loop it around the handle of the coffee cup to get it. Do I not have a step stool? No. I'm not going to ask a ladder for uppies. Pectus Umbra asks a great question. Have you pre-made your character for Rogue Trader? No. I would never. There is a part of this call to action thing on the left here that I'm not supposed to read to you, that says, please play the game so you know what you're doing. And I intentionally did not do that because I feel like being cripplingly overwhelmed by a cacophony of character creation choices is absolutely vital to an Owlcat game. Also, that's what you sickos want to see. You want to see me have a panic attack looking at number. All right, let's thank some people. I want to thank the following people. First of all, my darling wife, Peach Saliva, telling me about Dr. Fantastic. He's such a hero. The light of my life. I love her. I would also like to thank viewers like you. Diana says, did you hear in GBFR when you lose your character tries to comfort you? Is that game good? Because if it's good, I'll try it. There are a lot less wrong character creation choices in this one compared to the Pathfinder games. Well, that makes sense. All right, but also more targetedly. I'm being uncharacteristically nice. I don't know, man. I was hanging out. Me and Paige were like chilling on the bed, and she was like feeding baby, and I was like reading One Piece, and I was like, oh, I gotta go talk about Rogue Trader. And she was like, okay, bye, I love you. And I was just like, it's a good day, you know? It's a good day. You know? And the baby was really cute. And my wife was there, and I love her. Hey, listen. It's time to make fun of my wife. It's that time of the show. Paige, you know when like a funny thing happens And you're like, that's really funny. Ha 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 ha. But then it happens again, and you're like, oh, this isn't a one-off thing. This is now a new thing that's happening. This is a few days ago, you know when you get confused and you take an item out of the room that it's supposed to be? So I grabbed the baby, and for some reason I had the mouse in my hand. And I walked into the kitchen, and I put the baby down to change the baby, right? And I strapped the baby into the changing table, so he's safe. And Paige walks in, and we're talking, blah, 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 blah. And she notices that the mouse is on, like, our kitchen counter. And she's like, huh? Right? So she picks the mouse up. And she looks at it and goes. And then, while looking at the mouse, it's like she forgot what it was in her hand and just suddenly dropped it and then tried to grab it again and went, and it just like flew out of her hands and cracked in the floor, and the top came off and the batteries went everywhere. We were just laughing like, what the hell was that? Why do that? Why? It's like she forgot that what it was, right? I was reading the One Piece, and I got to the part where Zolo kills that dog, and I handed her my Kobo, and she grabbed it and a full grip on it. She had a full grip on it and was reading it, and then again seemed to forgot that she was holding something in her hand and went, oh, and just like kind of threw it up in the air. And it fell on the floor. And we're just like, what is happening? Oh, amazing. I'll have fun, dudes. Sorry, man. It's hilarious. I love it. Is the baby stealing her object permanence? Mayhaps. But anyway, now that we've made fun of the wife because it's Tuesday, let's thank the real heroes of today's show. Games Workshop. No, Skull 6457. Thanks, Skull. I appreciate the sub. Frozen Eye also subscribed. Thank you. Ayoko kicked in $5. Thank you, Ayoko. Appreciate it. Hey, Pat, did you know that there's the Day Before sale happening right now? That's right. In celebration of the Day Before's release and immediate death, you can get DayZ and Icarus for 33% off on Steam. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Do I have my portrait ready for the Rogue Trader? No. Because we'll be utilizing a feature inside the character creator. Did they change the name? Or am I thinking it? No, wait. No, wait. No, it's right there on my paper. Games Workshop, right there. It's right there on my paper. Drake Valentine sub. Thanks, Drake. A whole year of content. Here's 12 months more. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Diet Gao Grunge kicked in a sub. Thank you. Hey, Pat, I watched you for 230 hours this year. More than half my time on all of Twitch, so you must be doing something right. Hey. I think I do okay for, I think I do okay for doing a show. I think this show was an okay show. Kid Enby kicked in a sub. Thanks, Kid Enby. Glory to the Omnissiah. Reject the flesh and embrace the machine. That's what I'm talking about. Adeptus Mechanicus, I will kiss every robot, replace all this disgusting meat. The worst part about becoming a servitor is that you somehow became a fully post-human creature that are still made of meat and bones. Right? Like, it's a bad deal. Smile 1 million sub. Thanks, man. Says Cassia is the best mutant foo. Have no idea what that means. Not even a clue. Don't even know a single thing. Meowsifer Murder Mitten sub. Thanks, Meowsifer. Appreciate it. Nova Nightmare sub. Thanks, Nova. Hey, Pat. Nice to see you trying out another 40k game. Fun story. Orcs affect reality by belief. And one incident is when the orcs were fixing a ship mid-space travel. One orc in a spacesuit saw others outside the ship without them and pointed out that they needed a suit to survive space. The orcs looked at the smart one, collectively said, huh, and then imploded via new belief. I think red makes it go faster is just the best. Doesn't that mean that the dumbest orc is the strongest orc? That's great. I did know orcs are mushrooms. I did know that. Cappuccino Gil kicked in a sub. Thanks, Gil. Hey, Pat, can't wait to watch you play this. Bit of a bad day. Got laid off of work. Oh, shit. Sorry, Gil. That sucks. Along other devs, so I guess now join the 2023 games industry number. That sucks, buddy. I'm getting myself a drink, listening to you, and catching up on the 14 grind to get through it. That's a good emotional through line. Tell sponsor, I also love them, but never much as you. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Sponsor, Gil loves you. You see, sponsor? My audience already love you. I am 100% convinced. I am 100% convinced they don't actually even watch these at all. I'm like, there is no way. There is no way. But you don't know that? I do. I know for a fact. The podcast sponsors listen to their ad reads. I know for a fact they do. Call Me Sneaky kicked in 500 bits. Thanks, Call Me Sneaky. Hey, Pat. So it's old news at this point. I don't think I've heard you guys talk about it on the podcast. Did you know that BioWare has stepped away from Star Wars: The Old Republic? I did not know that. They've shifted development of the game to a whole other studio, and the latest content they released doesn't even have BioWare's name on it anymore. That game needs controller support. I would play Tor if it had controller support. I would do it. Also, man, does BioWare even... You told me about this. I'm going to be honest, Dad Asana. You send me a lot of messages. You say a lot on Discord. I cannot remember all of it. Does BioWare even make games anymore? I don't know. You know who does make games? Owlcat. Dawes kicked in a sub. Thanks, Dawes. Glory to Lord Captain Patron von Valancius. May his reign be long and profitable. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. As Doots kicked in a sub to say that they're pooping right now. Good for you, Doots. Enjoy your Doots. Ha! Ha! Spooky bags. Sorry, it said. Sorry, who's saying that? Somebody in the chat said, "I just want Dragon Age to be good again." So one, Dragon Age did only. Fenrir is right. Dragon Age only did have one good game, and second of all, I recently was reading people talking about how. Do you know Wynn in Dragon Age? And how she's like a grandma and the old lady of the group and has white hair. She's 40 years old. What the hell? That's... You're 45 and bald. I'm not 45, Jonah. Stop it. I'm not at a standing desk, and I'm not 45. Spartan Laser 36 subbed. It's a sub anniversary. Giggity. Thanks, Spartan Laser. I appreciate you. I didn't actually appreciate you back in the Halo. I thought you were overrated. I punched for the rocket launcher, but hey. Simsy Fart kicked in a sub. Thanks, Simsy. Happy War Day, Pat. Hope you kill all those heretics or whatever in Roronoa Zolo's name. That's right. Roronoa Zolo would purge the heretic, the unbeliever, the Xeno, the mutant. I am going to exclusively use the name Roronoa Zolo until I die. Heat Fist Tracy, that's great. That's great. Until I forget. Yeah, you know what, fine. Blackbird sub. Thanks, Blackbird. Giant Super Guy sub. Time to fly around space with your special permit from the Emperor that says you can do what you want. That's a great permit. Does the Wait, no, the Emperor can't. That doesn't make any sense. The Emperor doesn't know how to. He can't even write stuff. Who actually writes the permit? He did? Oh, they're old. Oh, they're old permits. That's actually cool. Giant Super Guy sub. Tom. Oh wait, I just read that. Sorry. Conundra subbed. Did you know that Did you know that Seth Killian is head design at Netflix Games? That sucks. Seth Killian is a smart guy and a talented developer. And for all intents and purposes that I'm aware of, a pretty cool dude all around. He deserves to be able to make games that come out. You know? Zatheo subbed. Apparently I've cobbled together a year of subs. Hey, buddy. Hey. Thanks, man. Who's Seth Villain? That's great. That's the best. That is the best version of that question that could have possibly been asked. He's not even wrong. He's the final boss in 2 fighting games. Struggle Punk sub. Thanks, Struggle Punk. 40k Space Pirates. Means you can finally get 2 peg legs and be taller, Pat. The grimdark future of the 40th millennium does have some upsides. Ha ha. Ha. I don't need peg legs to get tall. I can bend my feet and jump. Pocket Bear Illustrator sub. Thanks, Pocket Bear. Hey, Pat and chat. Good news. I have a new part-time job as a graphic designer last week. It's a day job for bills and shit, but I still got time to work on my artwork. It feels good having secure income again. Good for you, man. And thank you for the sub. When's the last time you jumped? Saturday. Saturday afternoon. There was a cobweb in a corner, so I got a broom and I had to jump to reach it. I'm not going to jump on camera. You can go fuck yourself. Forlorn Carton kicked in a sub. Thanks, Forlorn Carton. I appreciate it. Spooky Bag sub. Thanks, Spooky. And so did It's Papster. I appreciate it, guys. Ligma Laminsa kicked in $5. Thanks, Ligma. This game's alignment options are the religious zealot, literal demon-worshipping cultist, and the most radical of all in the 40k universe. A liberal. I think the Empire needs reform. Get 'em, boo. Royale kicked in $5. Thanks, Royale. Pat, now that music is officially real, what music are you listening to? And why is it worse than the bands I like? Because I'm cool and you smell. I'm probably rarely, if ever, going to talk about the music that I listen to. I didn't actually have time to talk about this on the podcast. Also, I didn't particularly look forward to having a discussion with Wooly, who looks at me like I'm a crazy person as I explain that I'm a crazy person, because it's cringe. But part of the reason that I don't spend a lot of time listening to music is that the vast majority of conversations I have had with literally every single person in my life about music, excluding my wife, have been negative and have somehow ended up in a fight. Most of the conversations I've had about music for everyone but Paige is I like this, and then the person going, that sucks, you're stupid, that's trash, or them recommending me something and me going, no thanks, and then them getting insecure and defensive that I won't listen to the bands that they like. And that has been such an incredibly common experience that it makes me never want to talk about music whatsoever. Also, because I tend to grab an album and listen to it on loop for like literally 3 years. Like, I listened to the Discovery album on loop for like 2 years. And part of the reason why I feel so comfortable mentioning that is because who in the world is gonna shit on someone for listening to the Discovery album? No one. Yeah, Daft Punk, Discovery. It's a good album. It's a very good album. It's a very good album. I don't know if you know that. Gene, hey Gene. Music discussion is very toxic. The whole reason why I discovered the internet is because I heard there was a Dave Matthews Band fan page and I went on the computer to talk shit to them. You know, Gene, I thought that was going to go somewhere different. But the idea of someone's listening to Dave Matthews Band, I need to get online and yell at people who... That's so toxic. That's like, I had to change my life to be more toxic than I am. That's awesome. And look at you now, Gene. You can just sneak in a dig to the Dave Matthews Band in a big boy article about real topics. Oh. Do you think the next Remedy game will be Control 2? They've literally said out loud that the next Remedy game is Control 2. That they're already working on it. They've even shown concept art of it. It is. Oh, 2 Hero sub. Pat, what's better, cake or pie? Cake. All right. Come on. Bring it in. Come on. Yeah, all right, come on. I'm feeling like fucking Alderaan just exploded, like millions of voices crying out in anguish. I think my I think my favorite version of, so, hey, which you like better, cake or pie? And then you go cake, and somebody goes, well, of course you choose cake. You don't know the joy of having apple pie with a nice slice of American cheese on it. And that's the point where we just need to shake each other's hands and turn around and walk away. Oh, you don't know that? That's a thing. No, it was not a conversation with Paige. But yeah, no, that is a thing. That's a thing that people do. And it is cursed. It's very cursed. Who? Americans. Americans put cheese on their apple pie. Now all fight amongst yourselves. Fight between y'all. Pocket Bear Illustrator, thank you for gifting 5 gift subs. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Oink oink. Go Golem kicked in a sub. Why'd the pianist keep banging his head against the keys? He was playing by ear. Wah, wah. Thank you, Go Golem. I appreciate it. Real answers, brownies with ice cream. I feel like that's cheating. I think that's a pile of bullshit. I think including anything sweet and then going, and then we threw ice cream on it. Haha. It's like, yeah, no. People like ice cream. When we had ice cream, and then we threw some ice cream on it. 2 scoops. Ah! It's like, yeah. Damn it. I've been talking to y'all too much. I've been talking to y'all. Holy shit, Christina. Christina's playing Persona 5 and just met the tower and went, holy shit, is that what Paige's hat is from? And I'm just sitting here in awe. How did you not see the Get Smoked hat? Yes, that's where it's from, New Millennium. Are you... You never finished it. It's on his head. People don't know stuff. Like, no one in my area had heard of Persona 5. Wait, who am I kidding? What, you don't know this anime boy hat? Hold on while I figure out how to turn off autoplay on Spotify? Spotify. Hey, shout outs to the dickhead on Twitter who tried to inflict a mental assault on my psyche by pointing out that the Spotify logo is technically offset. Joke's on you, idiot. I noticed that immediately. It doesn't bother me. Nice try. That was you, Mask of Michael? You're such a dick. You're such a stupid asshole. As long as you know that. Necros kicked in. Thanks, Necros. Hey, Pat, saw there's a slop stream coming. Are you taking vid suggestions? Also, what the hell? So no Fryerin beats FMA B low diff. You're just saying words. Yeah, I probably should have said that I'm taking suggestions, but failing that, we'll just watch H Bomber Guy talk about plagiarism and get sad the whole time. I watched the part of that video where he goes through the man versus cave thing, and I got really sad. Because, like, I remember watching that man versus cave on this show and being like, wow, and we were riveted. And then to find out, it's like, there's plagiarized, and then there's plagiarized very badly. You know? They're both moral evils or ethical evils, but one is just so much more disappointing. Right? It's like you're supposed to change your homework enough that the teacher doesn't know you're copying. Go-Go Golem? Wait, I'm sorry. Go-Go Golem, you're a college professor? In what? Well, no, wait, don't tell me. You don't have to tell me. You are as well. Texting my wife. Education is over. Criminology? Oh no. You've never been a professor before? Gene, you have like huge, like, yeah, I used to do that. Energy. Do you know what I mean? Right? Like, yeah, back in the 90s, I did a little bit of that. Like, what? Yeah, space program used to be real easy to get into. I mean, I'd spent 6 months there. Like, what the fuck? What? I remember my father. My father's one of those guys. I did know you used to run a hostess club, Gene. I did know that. My dad just once casually mentioned, yeah, I'll tell you guys about the time I got arrested for robbing a bank. And we're just sitting at the table like, no? Dad, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, so I was driving a truck, when I used to drive the truck. And we're like, no. And so he's he's describing that he used to drive he used to deliver newspapers for the Montreal Star. And he would do that downtown. So he wouldn't use the big truck. He'd use the white shipping truck to deliver newspapers. And my dad was a short guy with tan skin and black hair. And he's going through downtown, and the cops pull him over and pull him in because they are convinced that they caught him stashing the money from the bank robbery that just happened, because the guy was a short tan guy with black hair that got into a white shipping truck with all the cash. And they're like, well, it's obviously... And he said that he was there for hours, and they just kept asking him over and over and over the same questions and wouldn't give him a lawyer until his boss showed up and started yelling at everyone because they were screwing up the delivery schedule. Like, hey, what got my dad out of possible jail time? The fact that he wasn't doing his job selling the implements of capital. Where's my newspapers? Where are they? Somebody asked, your dad's tan? My dad's fairly tan, because he comes. So he's like a little darker than me. He's obviously like a white French guy, but he comes from the era in which skin protection is for pussies, and working outside all day, and cleaning the paint off your hands with turpentine is how you do it. So he just scorched his shit off for 30, 40 years. Yeah, my dad's a little leathery. He's a leathery guy. He's a lot less tan now. He's a lot lighter now, but because he's old, he doesn't have to do that shit anymore. Pastel Hermit kicked in $5. Thanks, man. Hearing Zolo in Netflix One Piece was so unbelievably funny and satisfying after decades of annoyance at Zolo. I'm changing them all. Enjoy that egg on your face, Viz, you fucking donkeys. They don't care, dude. This is an available username. Kicked in a sub. Thank you. My aunt's a big enough Dave Matthews fan that her vanity plate is DMB chick, and nobody has the heart to tell her. That's irresponsible. That's legitimately irresponsible. You cannot fix this available username's aunt, Gene. Also, Gene, I know your type. You're the kind of person who sees a girl and she's like, oh man, I don't know what to do. My borderline personality disorder makes me do crazy things. And Gene goes, I can fix her. And then you get together and you're like, hey, do you want to do a bunch of stupid shit that'll make you way worse? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, see? Fixed. And then everyone on the outside is like, well, you're not fixing shit. This situation is much worse than it was before you got here, Gene. Men who say that they can fix her are just, they just want a woman who, when they... My last ex, we broke up because she kept going back to rehab. Holy shit. When a man says, okay, I'm gonna hit you some wisdom, because women do this too, but women do this with their friends, right? Men, when they talk about, you look at a girl and it's like, I can fix her. What man actually means is that he wants a girl that if you're sitting around on a Tuesday morning and just idly mention, I bet I could rob a bank. They want a girl who will say, you should totally rob a bank. I say this as Gene earlier in the chat said, I've never robbed a bank before. Like, darn. Add it to the bucket list. By the way, I should mention, you should not rob, but it says right here on this paper I have over here, don't glorify illegal crimes. Don't rob banks. It's bad to do. Robot-tastic kicked in a sub. How's the introduction of One Piece the manga compared to the LA so far? And maybe the anime if you remember. Luffy is a much more dynamic character in action when the stretchiness only has wind up and follow through. Manga is a great medium for stretchy characters because the actual impact of a stretchy character looks like shit. When the live action goes Gum Gum Pistol and it goes all the way back and then goes all the way forward, yeah, that hits a lot harder when there's wind up and then full follow through as panel to panel. Looks much better. Vexilisk. Also, I'm very surprised at Oda's composition. It's excellent. It's really fantastic. It reminds me a lot of how Toriyama doesn't get enough credit for his paneling. Toriyama's paneling is immaculate, right? But paneling doesn't translate to anime, so you don't see it. But in OG Dragon Ball, like, the actual sequence of panels is fantastic. Oh, yeah, I'm reading it black and white, Bleaveru. I was talking to Paige about this. I don't believe in colorized manga. Unless it came out in color. Just like I don't care about black and white movies becoming colorized via Technicolor, because they were made and shot in black and white. That's what I think. Gohan killing Cell is so much more raw in the manga. I mean, you can say that about nearly every manga page, Gene. I mean, I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the anime adaptation, and that's a great adaptation. But there's my favorite moment in Full Metal Alchemist can only be done in manga. And that's when before they meet Father and they're in the central city, they run into Scar, and Scar gets injured and is running, and Ed is chasing after him. And they both turn the corner at the same time. And then you turn the page, and it is just a double page action shot of Ed just sucker punching, like, Scar off his feet. And it's been like a year and a half since they've been trying to get at him. And it's oh man. And I remember seeing that in the anime, and it's like, yeah, he hit him pretty hard, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Vex to list kicked in $5. Thanks, Vex. Can't help myself from weighing in on this. Cake is on average better than a pie by a wide margin, but the best pie trumps the best cake by a small margin. And then there's cheesecake, which is just cheating. Yeah, no, cheesecake is a type of cake. You're losing here. Sorry. Peace Frog. So thanks, Peace Frog. I started playing the Baldur's Gate 3 with my wife. Again, while having a great time, but she throws items constantly, no matter how loud the fight. Meanwhile, I'm hoarding potions and special shit. She's having a blast, though. Sounds like you two are a good pair. Just give her all the items. Has Paige started One Piece yet? No, she's reading, I forget what she's reading. She's reading a book right now. I forget the name of it. Templar sub. Thanks, Templar. Pat, not sure if you heard, but there's a game called Battle Shapers. Doom 2016 Eternal meets Mega Man. Anyway, praise Emperor and all that. I have Battle Shapers. It's they sent me a code, and I forgot to cover it. Whoops. Tall guy with a hoodie says, forgot. Listen, man, I have a 4-month-old baby, and I don't know what I'm doing. I got a lot going on. I discovered listening to music recently. It's crazy. Call me sneaky, kicked in 500 bits. Thanks, man. I'm a child. Oh. I'm the child of an I can fix him relationship. And now that I'm grown, I look back and realize that it was such a more toxic situation than people think. In a lot of cases, the fixing is the only reason they're in the relationship. And even if it's successful, the relationship falls by the wayside right after because it's not interesting anymore. Well, that sucks, buddy. My condolences. God damn it. God damn it, Paige. I just said condolences. My sympathies. Daxalog kicked in a sub. Thanks, man. Thanks, Dax. I used to hate music as a kid. Hated musicals. Then I played SSX3, Katamari Damacy, Ratchet and Clank, and Little Big Planet in the same handful of years. I like some music now. So I was talking to Paige, and she was like, Pat, you actually love musical theater. Talk about how much you love musical theater on the podcast. Musical theater. Musical theater. Do you know what's great? Musical theater. You know what theater starts with? A T. And that rhymes with P, and that rhymes with T, and that stands for trouble. Right here in Little River City, whatever the fuck that song is. And that stands for pool. Yeah. No, that's a grand exaggeration of the conversation me and Paige had. But basically Paige was explaining to me, Pat, you really like musical theater. It just has to be about something you care about. And then I say, but then Paige, why is it that when most musical theater that I've encountered up until my life, I've been like, look at this lame ass stupid shit. And she's like, well, because those are the classics. They're all old stuff that you don't care about. And I'm like, you know what? That's right. Because, like, sometimes you feel so strongly you have to sing, right? But when it's just like, it's boring out here in Oklahoma, don't know what to do. You know, I don't know what the fuck that musical's about, actually, even. But, who gives a shit? Also, saying Shoto, you're right. Theater kids are the number one cause of not wanting to get into musical theater. It's very, it's very frustrating. And this will be the last thing that I say before we go on to delicious sponsor. It's incredibly frustrating when you describe an experience and you go, yeah, the type of people that were into this turned me off from getting into that. And someone always shows up and goes, how could you be so stupid to make other people influence your decisions? It's like, because I live in a human society and talk to human beings. Much like most people. All right? If you grow up in a football household and every single person in your family loves football and are also assholes, it's highly unlikely that you're going to be into football. Right? If every single person, this is my favorite. If every person you have met for a year who references a comedy skit show and quotes it endlessly like an annoying jackass, you are very unlikely to want to seek out that skit show. It does seem very specific, doesn't it? So no sloppy steaks. Pharaohs of Light. Tim Robinson's I Think You Should Leave has a really bizarre like kick to it, because people that love that show, like, they don't want to reenact the skits because the skits are all about being so embarrassed you're going to throw up. Like, no one's running around busting out driving crooner one-liners like they did for Rick James. I won't listen to musicals, but I'll listen to Family Guy doing their version of a musical song. Well, the problem with that is like, Shapoopy's fun, but I bet most of the stuff in the Shapoopy musical is actually boring as hell. Being a high school during the Rick James skit was something, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the nightmare. My high school had one black student, and he had to endure like 18 months of white kids repeating the entire Rick James skit verbatim. Who's Rick James? He's a musician. He likes cocaine. Crazy Spartan kicked us up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Don't most? Apparently, music is powered by cocaine. I don't know how to do music, so I wouldn't know. Crazy Spartan kicked in a sub. Thank you. All right, just one more month to reach 2 years. Also, and my cousin asked me why Baldur's Gate 3, a turn-based game, deserves to win Game of the Year. How do I explain to someone who never played and doesn't like, for some reason, turn-based game, why BG3 won Game of the Year? It's actually really interesting because I've been seeing content creators, like FIFA or Call of Duty content creators, be like, "What the hell? This game looks like blah." Because like Baldur's Gate 3 does not show well in a 45-second clip, which is in general the average attention span of these people. But I don't know, man. Have them sit down and play it for an afternoon. That's the only thing I can possibly say. A huge, like, crazy. Hey, hold on, Crazy Spartan. Are you American? This is actually really important. Are you from the United States? This is vitally important to what I'm about to say next. You're American? Okay. Baseball and football are turn-based RPGs. Especially baseball. Like, America loves turn-based combat. Loves it. Like, loves it. Like, Monkeyweed, football is a classic CRPG. You know how in, like, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, where you have it on real-time with pause, but then you have all the pause functions set up so that it ends after every 6 seconds, and then you decide what you're going to do in the next 6 seconds? That's football! That's just football! What flavor is that monster? Green! This was supposed to be a short stream. Paige, you doing all right? I accidentally talked to the people about getting toxic and robbing Dave Matthews' bank for an hour and a half. All right, I love you, darling. I appreciate your support as always. All right. Goodbye. Wee. All right, so. I'm going to move this over here and move that over here. Boop. And we're going to do this. Wee. And then we're going to do this. And then I'm hitting buttons out here. Oh, hey, apologies, Games Workshop. I'm getting a little burpees from my monster, but you knew that because you've watched my show before, and you know that occasionally a big man needs his big burpees. It's true. Sometimes you need a big burpees. Other times you have to go into the thing and check the exact time to make sure the sponsor gets their damn money's worth because they deserve it because they're a good sponsor and I love sponsor. And you realize that it's 5:25 p.m. when you change the title. Holy hell! It's Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader! First of all, I would like to thank... wait, hold on. I gotta get the music in here. Definitely want the music. Yeah! No. Hey! There we go. I would like to thank Warhammer 40k and Games Workshop and the third-party promotional studio that did the meeting between us and I signed all the contracts with for today's sponsored show. By the way, let me know if the title, the game changed from just chatting to the game. It's very important. Highly important. Okay, here's all the stuff that I need to do. Got a tracking link? Hell yeah. You know what that tracking link is? Type in !! Rogue Trader in the chat, or just wait a little bit, it'll show up. It'll give you a link. It has my name in it. I think that's pretty nifty. You click on it, it brings you to the video game. It actually changed to Alan Wake. Are you serious? That doesn't make any sense. I think you guys are using it too. No, not Rouge Trader. It did not change to Alan Wake. You are liars. All right. Hold on, I gotta change the Moobot. I think Moobot's screwing up. Moobot! How could you do this to me, Moobot? Oh, I think you're actually, like, hitting it too hard. And Moobot's, like, telling you to calm down. That's probably it. Alright, well, regardless. Doesn't work on cell phone. Really? I don't understand cell phones. Anyway. Try that again. Can I get a Rogue Trader in chat with an exclamation point? Oh my god, you people can't spell. This might be tough. You guys have to learn. You need to be able to read to play this game. I'm just joking. Of course you guys all know how to read. Because you're smart. And you're smart enough to know that it's a good decision to go to your video game store of choice, probably Steam, let's be honest, and buy Rogue Trader now. Now, full disclosure, I am streaming this game because they gave me a big bag of money. Or rather, I'll invoice them and they'll give me a big bag of money later. However, I was absolutely gonna stream this game anyway. Yeah! Thanks, sponsor! I would have loved you even if you weren't sponsored. Da 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 da. Alright! Let's hit it! These people are paying good money for these talking points in this time, and they made a good game, so they deserve it. Call to action. In your own words, please encourage the viewers to check out the video description to download the game. For example, buy Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader on Steam, or the PlayStation Store, or the Xbox Store now. You heard the man. You heard him. Mention co-op, PC on release, and consoles later. Possibilities if it's important to your audience. Up to 6 people online. Is it important to you, audience? Because co-op rules. Steam's got that co-op now. It'll come to consoles later. I should mention, by the way, the part of the reason why I feel so comfortable to read these not for your consumption parts of my Twitch agreement page here is that it's the reason why I don't know if you can tell from the text that shows up in the chat. It's, hey, there's a new Owlcat game out. Owlcat makes good stuff. Like, they make really, really good stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but I do know about you guys. Because I see that you got a bunch of Warhammer dorks in here. I can see you. You're talking about the Emperor. You're talking about Adeptus Ridiculous. You're talking about if the Emperor had text-to-speech. You're dweebs. You love Warhammer. What if you could kiss Eldar? They think you were gross. Nurgle's the best, by the way, still. Key talking points. The first classic CRPG. That stands for computer RPG, by the way. In the Warhammer 40k universe. Made in a close partnership with Games Workshop. The game was developed by Owlcat Games, creators of the Pathfinder games. freedom of choice, and significant consequences of your decisions. Fully fledged, isometric, turn-based tactical combat. Vivid range of companions. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is available now on the PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series S and X. Did you know the C in computer stands... Sorry. Did you know that the C in computer stands for computer? Woo! Oh, shit. Okay. Whew. No, it stands for, in CRPG, it stands for computer. It stands for computer RPG. But yeah, no, it's an Owlcat 40k game. The rest of these talking points, we're going to go through them. But if you have any experience with Pathfinder Kingmaker or Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, and you were hoping for something a little more space-oriented and xeno-murdering and for the Emperor, rather than the Pathfinder setting, then this is the game for you. Those games are good. I think they're great. Pat, what makes a CRPG and not an RPG? Usually, traditionally, is that they're primarily controlled via mouse. Now, this game does have excellent controller support, which I was messing with earlier. We're not going to use it because I'm at my desk, and I still actually even prefer mouse and keyboard for this kind of thing. But traditionally, it's real-time and pause with mouse and keyboard. Now, this game does not have real-time with pause, but it's still... the genre conventions moved forward. That was its original status. Also, originally, computer RPG was kind of defined by its adherence to the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2.0 rule set, and then 3.0, and then the Planescape rule set, and so on and so forth. Game features. Role of a rogue trader. Players embody a rogue trader, a descendant of a storied lineage of bold privateers. They manage their own merchant empire and explore the outskirts of imperial space with the Emperor's endorsement. Warrant of trade. The rogue trader possesses a warrant of trade, granting extraordinary privileges and immense power, along with the duty to expand the Imperium's frontiers. Coronis Expanse Exploration. The adventure begins in the Coronis Expanse, a perilous and uncharted region at the edge of human-controlled space. Diverse planetary encounters. Exploration leads to a variety of planets, ranging from verdant agri-worlds to industrial forge worlds. It's a Matmatat. It's actually Coronis with a K. Yeah, I would like to apologize for just saying the phrase Coronis with a K. I was starting to screw it up, and then I saved it. Impactful decision-making. Players' choices significantly influence the fate of entire worlds. Turn-based tactical combat. The game features fully fledged isometric, turn-based tactical combat, where strategic and tactical skills are put to the test against powerful adversaries. There's a lot of powerful adversaries. I know you get a Space Marine on the fucking team, so that's bananas. And last but not least, what I was just talking about. Companions for the journey. No rogue trader ventures alone. Players will meet and ally with a diverse and skilled companions, such as formidable Space Marine, a lethal Aldari Ranger, or a valiant sister. Oh, you get a sister of battle in this game? All right. That's cool as hell. Those ladies, those ladies are not getting fixed. All right. Thank you for those key talking points. Fact sheet. All right. Let's hit the settings. I actually find it really important to go through settings on a sponsored game because people like this. People like to see what settings, what kind of languages we got. Oh, that's a good selection. That's English, Russian, German, French, Chinese, Spanish, and I think that's Japanese. Blood. Statistic stuff. Autosaves. I want autosaves. Tool tips. Show tutorials, please. Auto pause. Lost focus. Trap detected. Hidden object detected. Area. Man, trap detected's like the most important one. Wait, 2 bloodstain toggles? Really? There are! Hold on. With this option on, wounded creatures appear to be bloodstained. With this option on... Okay, well, that's funny. Automatically end your turn. Lock your camera to the moving character. Fast movement. Fast movement and skip non-attack animations being on by default. They want you to go fast. Controls, not gonna bother. Graphics. Guess what? I turned all the graphics up. And then I turned off VSync. Display. Hey, man, brightness. Sound. It has it. But also, importantly, listen. I'm at the wrong volume. I've been at the wrong volume the entire time. And accessibility. Can you see colors bad? If so, go here. Are you like my wife and reading is too small? Go here. Is reading too big? Go here. All right. Let's hit that new game. All right, main story. Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over the trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of Von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of the shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the Von Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Cronus Expanse. Also, I see some cool dudes in this gang. I'm liking it. Go. All right, so hey, this is an Owlcat game. If you've never played an Owlcat game, I really mean this. If you've never played an Owlcat game, when you start this up, you're gonna want to go normal, right? And what you're gonna do is click on story. Because Owlcat games are for real. They're for real, okay? Really? Yeah. Yeah, encounter difficulty in these games is pretty brutal. Normal's been pretty normal for me so far. Well, I'm going to start with normal, so we'll see how that goes. However, if you want to customize this, you can change. The best thing about the difficulty selector in these games is that you can mess with all of this. There are many details to mess with. Many detail. And much like the last 2 Owlcat games, there is a tertiary gameplay mode after combat and dialogue, and that is space combat. Ah, crap. Hold on. Space combat. So if you're having trouble with space combat, as opposed to the regular gameplay, turn that down. It also does a great job explaining what every single one of these is. All right, let's do it. All right, now, if a wide variety of character creation options makes you sweat, you can always choose from a soldier named Hakata, a operative named Darius, or a warrior named Bahardor, who would be my choice because he is clearly designed after the commissar in that famous piece of art of a goddamn commissar in the Imperial Guard leaning out the top of a lemon Russell yelling, "Bring me closer, I want to hit them with my sword." Isn't it Lemon Russell? I don't know how to pronounce anything. Anyway, also he's literally commissar right there. Lemon Russ, whatever. Hey, I'm doing my best here. However, since I want everyone to feel the stomach churning possibility of an Owlcat game, we're not going to do that. We're going to go custom character. Create your very own rogue trader from scratch. The possibilities are endless when it comes to customizing your character and choosing their homeworld, gender, and background. You can choose from a wide variety of abilities and skills such as combat, social, and technical. These abilities and skills determine how your character interacts with the world and what kind of challenges they can overcome. Finally, you can choose your character's archetype. Every archetype offers its own unique set of opportunities and challenges, so choose wisely. With all these customization options at your fingertips, you can create a rogue trader that is truly one of a kind and embark on an adventure unlike any other in the world of Warhammer 40k. Let's do it! I assume there's a couple nerds in here who know what they're doing, because I don't. So, okay. Before we even go further, if you want to, you can create and import your own portrait. You put it in a folder in the game's directory. It will then show up here. You can use it and then alter the character to look like you. However, I'm not doing that and it's hard. So instead, we'll use the defaults. And something that this game does, unlike many, many games in its genre, is that when you click on the character that has, say, this art, the create a character will go to a preset version that matches that portrait. A detail that you would think should be assumed, but is actually actually super rare. I was surprised. I was really surprised when I selected the portrait and it just made the exact character on the portrait. I was surprised. So, what do we got here? Let's see. We got this lady, this guy. I love this. That's the guy that I saw before earlier. Oh yeah, losing your hair, put a hat on it. That's a good trick. People should know that. I wear hats sometimes. Like, look at this cool lady. Paige, when I was messing with this at the house, Paige saw this and just went, ooh. Look at that fancy space hair. Oh, that's Paige agreeing. This guy, look at this guy. Look at this dude. That's me. That's my body type right there. With all the muscles and everything. That's me. You know what's fun? When you look at a space pope with a chainsaw sword in this manner, and then you move over, it's like, oh, it's like a regular guy underneath all that space pope stuff. That lady is cool. I want the tube. I want the tube in my head. I want every tube in my head. I can get the tubes? This guy's got a couple tubes. Now that's a psyker, right? Not an adeptus, but it kind of looks like an adeptus. Well, regardless, out of this entire cast, I think I'm going with this gentleman here. I like the cut of his jib the most. Thank you. We'll go down to hair. This is if you want to customize all of it. Right? This is I'll be honest, considering how small the characters are most of the time, this is an incredibly shocking amount of eyebrow customization. This is genuinely astonishing. Here's your beard options and your beard colors. Tattoos. Tattoos are for nerds that don't love the Imperium. Augmentations. Now this is where we're talking about. Where can I get the tubes? I guess I have to earn the tubes, huh? You want to put some bolts in your head? Want a metal jaw? Or a full metal dome? Yeah, let's get a little robot. Also, I really do like that there are there's augmentation 1 and augmentation 2 for when you're like, hey man, oh yeah, I can get the tubes. I got tubes going into my mustache. Third row, third column. Yeah. Hell yeah! Give me the tubes. And voice. Now, there's a lot of voices you can choose.
I'll bring glory to my bloodline. Deliver their demise.
The best defense is a good offense.
Empyrean, take this sacrifice.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
I did fine. The Emperor gave me a vision.
I have a nose for profit.
Your existence is... Applaud my prince.
So, this choice was ruined for me because I saw someone on Twitter point out that the bold male voice reminds them of Matt Berry. And now I can't unhear it.
A new challenge for me.
And the idea of Matt Berry, playing a character in the Warhammer universe kills me. Utterly.
I'll see you terminated. Fit for the Von Phalancius annals.
So I'm gonna go with bold male. God, I wish, right? So hey, somebody says there should be an option for no voice in the options for your character's voice voice lines playing. There's an option for never. So if you want. All right, our home world. Let's go. We on a death world. We on a Voidborn, Hive world, Forge world, Imperial world, or Fortress world. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. All right, what do we got here? Feature, survival instinct. Once per combat, when wounds of a death would drop a character below 30%. Hold on. Whoa. By the way, if there's a lot of terminology in this computer RPG. If you look at these terminologies and you're like, I don't know what the hell that is, click on that right mouse button or equivalent button on your controller and it'll show up here. And then you can mouse over that. And then if you don't understand what's in the wounds meter, you can click that. And then if you're like, I don't know what toughness is, you can do that. But if you're like, I don't know what carouse is, you can do that. And if you don't know what negative effects are, you can do that. And so on. And so forth. Death World characters gain a 20% bonus to dodge and armor when they have at least one temporary wound from any source. That's pretty good. We also get Brutal Hunter. Trusty Weapons. Lifetime of Scars. Wounded Beast. And Tenacity. So I'm of the opinion, and maybe I'm incorrect, but it's my general opinion that in a game with this many options, that unless you're deeply familiar with the system, which I am not, I'm deeply unfamiliar with this system, that instead of trying to mouse through all of these talents mouse through all of these abilities, that you should instead go for the fictional setting that you think is the most interesting, and then work within the options available. That's my personal idea for this type of thing. Go for the flavor, and then figure it out. Do I want gun or stabby? I don't know. We'll see what I get. So there's Death Worlds, which is everything on the world sucks. Voidborn is, oh, you're born in space. Hive World is insanely dense population that's disgusting. Forge World is very hot. Imperial World is the normalest of them all. It's a regular ass planet. And Fortress World is you are born on basically a military base. Never stop shooting. You gain a stack of never stop shooting. That's such a good term. That's so funny. I'm picking this. Fortress worlds are planets where the entire populace is immersed in warfare. They constantly train for the day they may be called upon to defend the Imperium, a charge they solemnly uphold. Fortress worlds are established as bulwarks against the enemy. Every citizen a soldier, trained to fight from the moment they can handle a weapon. We have better perception. Sounds good. Better willpower. We can resist the warp, but we're a little bit antisocial. We also will gain stacks of never stop shooting. At the start of the turn, there's a chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 and will not count. Oh, so that will eventually trigger. That's great. Oh, they gain 10 stacks a turn? That's great. These are talents that we could get later. Combat addict. Oh, that's great. You're better in fights, but you're dumber when not fights. Hail of Steel. Each round, Fortress world characters gain a bonus to dodge against range attacks for every shot they made. Familiar kickback. At the end of the turn, Fortress world characters gain stacks of never stop shooting equal to half the minimum damage of the most damaging ranged weapon they used. Spare mag. First reload in combat costs 0. Reloading a weapon grants an additional 10 stacks of never stop shooting. I love that my character origin is building up the concept of never stop shooting. This is great. And never stop believing. When all stacks of never stop shooting should be lost, they instead become willpower / half number of stacks. Additionally, a Fortress World can upgrade their current willpower even if their archetype doesn't allow. These are cool. So, from the Fortress World, we move on to the origin. I believe this is the equivalent of class, right? No? Yes? Yes. All right, we have military commander. Imperial Guard is the primary fighting force. You have served as a commander. So you're an Imperial Guard commander. All right. Ballistic skills, perception. I already have good perception. Athletics, medical. Okay, and we will be able to get perception and medical later. Also, you can see, very nice. Also has a pretty cape. Like it. Commissar! Look at this fucking shit. Officers charged with maintaining morale, discipline, and fighting spirit of the Imperial Guard Regiment. Used to be one of these faithful servants. At all costs, the Commissar's next single shot or single target melee the target becomes marked. Kill the target. Crime Lord. Imperium survives and prospers in no part due to narrowness of its vision. Rebellious minds such as yours could not be so easily contained. What's Surefire plan? Int bonuses of the Surefire plan? Nah. Mini Storm Priest! The Ecclesiarchy, formerly known as the Adeptus Ministorum, is a vast institution of space popes. What do you get? Warhammer. Grants momentum equal to 2 times devotees. Nah. Navy officer. Holy shit. The Navy is responsible for fleets of void ships that assert the dominance of the Imperium amid the stars and fulfill other duties connected to the void and warp travel. Used to be a Navy officer. Brace for impact. For 1 round, the Navy officer and their allies in the 3-cell radiance gain deflection for every archetype taken by the Navy it's archetype. Archetype defines a character's role. As the character levels up. I'm sorry, is this implying that the Navy officer gets better skills every time they multi-class? Is this... That's fucking weird. That's fascinating. Noble, I'm fancy. And Sanctioned Psyker. Hey man, sometimes you gotta do magic. Sometimes you gotta do magic. Oh, they have reduced chances to trigger psychic phenomena. This character's a psyker. Kind of a weak one. I want to go Commissar. Please look at the noble officer skill names. You serve me. Noble assigns an ally will become their servant. Anytime the noble's abilities affect the servant gets +5 to everything. Oh, scroll to the bottom. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. That's great. What about the Commissar? Duty and honor. I want to go Commissar. I like the Commissars a lot. That's what I like. Triumph! What's your big man moment? Played exposing a conspiracy amongst your superiors. Your name has become a synonym for loyalty and valor, and feat of greatness. You directed a heroic attack of an Imperial Guard regiment that breached the gates of a fortress held by heretics. Coercion? It's logic, anyway. I'm gonna go coercion. Oh, wait. Fellowship characteristic. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go Snitchtown. Snitchtown, USA. What's the saddest moment? Grim Portents. The souls of all who perished in brutal offensive still haunt your nightmares. Brand of shame. Falsely accused of cowardice. You're forced to suffer through a humiliating tribunal. Shadow of torment. You're attacked by a group of renegade guardsmen during a mutiny and are beaten half to death. Gilliam, I don't care what the best one is. I want to play a Commissar. I'm gonna, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I did get beat up once. All right, holy hell. You can only choose one of the first tier archetypes at the moment. Archetypes are development paths your characters follow. Each archetype encapsulates a unique set of skills and expertise and represents a specific combat spec, from frontline warrior to indispensable leader preferring to command at the rear. Choose who you want to be in the grim dark future of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Let's see. We got warrior. Exceptional melee prowess. No. Because I am going to never stop shooting. Wait, what does that do? Oh no! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God, Lord! Oh Lord! Officer. Willpower and fellowship to improve the combat capabilities of their allies. Nah. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, my fellowship's taking a little bit of a hit. Operative. Intelligence and perception. To exploit weaknesses. Nah. Soldier. Ranged weapons. Assume advantageous position. And shoot people. Burst fire and area weapons. Never stop shooting. I would like firearm mastery and also firearm mastery. I find it fascinating that there is a heroic act. What the hell is heroic act? Versus desperate measures. It's the same move. All right, soldier it is. Let's take a look at the skill tree. This is what I get, right? And these are available skills. Revel and slaughter. Oh, you just go around. Oh yeah, hey. Soldiers level up into arch militant. Oh my God, they actually. Oh, whoa. Each of them goes to 3, but the 3 are all different. What's an arch militant? Ooh. Bounty hunter or tactician. And then down here is exemplar. Fantastic. Characteristics. Oh, God. All right, wow. Hey, look at that. My origin advancement did a -5, but my origin advancement commissar gave me a +5. So it evened itself right out. Perception. What's this do? How well perceive? Weapon skill, huh? Well, let's just go ahead and fucking kick that up. Oh, is this one of the ones where I want even numbers? Weapon skill. Competence in all forms of combat. Wait, no, wait, hold on. That's that melee combat. Increases the chance their parry and reduces enemy parry and dodge chance. Oh, ballistic skill. Thank you. I'm gonna kick this up too. You know what? Let's play to our strengths, huh? How about that? And what else can we get? Agility, what do you do? Quickness? Toughness? Intelligence? Agility, quickness, initiative, dodge, chance. If they use a melee, is equal to half their agility. Yeah, why not? There we go. Ooh. This has led to awareness, demolition being my best stats. Void ship! I can generate a random name. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's great. But we all know what it's going to be called. Patronage of the Emperor. Let's go. That's my boy. Oh, I should probably add a name. There we go. I don't run very well, Wah. It's very interesting to me that some of my origin choices actually mitigated some of my world's disabilities or advantages. Let's go. We got through the character creator! Woo! Oh, I should hit a key.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
By the way, if you don't know what something means, just hold the mouse over it, and the game will tell you. Say you lived under a rock, and you didn't know who the God Emperor of mankind was. Well, there you go. You are in dialogue. You can learn about shit here. Available dialogue options are displayed on the right. Select a reply by clicking the left mouse button. All this ostentatious luxury, this laughable pretense, it's enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify.
An interesting perspective. However, allow me to offer you a bit of advice. In the interests of your own well-being, you should frame your thoughts with greater piety. Demonstrating such a lack of care when choosing your words might be viewed by certain people as evidence of insufficient trepidation before the God Emperor, the master of humanity.
You seem to attach much importance to words. Well, I have a fondness for names, and I have yet to hear yours.
My apologies. The statements you made were so intriguing that I forgot myself.
Huh? My keyboard on. Yeah. Oh, it's not the numpad. Oh yeah. Okay.
Allow me to introduce myself. Kunrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Divisional Commissar of the Officio Perfectus Patron Zenithal.
My regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not?
Yeah, whatever.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are.
But I just spent time with the character creator.
You and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship. Your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You got a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor.
I am in love. By the way, sponsored stream, regardless. I'm in love with the interface going all the way to the trouble of the Warhammer 40k aesthetic. The candles down here are animating their flames. It's like, oh, oh, yeah.
I see that you are shocked. Yes, you understood
That's such
correctly.
a tiny
Lady
detail.
Theodora's authority indeed supersedes that of those whom you obeyed before. The Lord Captain's power is so great that she is capable of performing unthinkable feats, such as changing the fate of a servant of the Imperium. Your fate.
Lord Captain, that's a strange title for the Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
You know what I love? I love that it's very clear that they could have toned some of the Warhammerness down so it'd be a little easier to understand, but they went, no! Screw that! Dictionary system! Don't know what's going on? Read! Read more! Tell me about the one whose ship I found on myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse.
You say I'm one of the rogue traders.
Theodora despises both qualities.
You say I'm one of the rogue traders' heirs, so there's another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Egelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
I have control. To the journal. Follow Conrad. Movement. Click the mouse button.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Change your point of view. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second, I'm gonna change something a little bit. Controls. Hold on a second. Gotta invert those. It's funny, everyone's brain is different as to what is turn the camera left, turn the camera right, but for me, I have to invert them. But no problem, that took 2 seconds.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Hold on a second, let's check. Oh, thanks! Very important. Tab, there it is! Interactable shit! Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They're marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough. Click LMB to perform the action. Some interactive objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked, but the cursor changes when you hover over them. Hold tab to do that shit. So, for example, I'm fairly close to this thing.
Time.
Massive conference table, obviously crafted of real wood, a resource of incredible value. Of course, a port of void ship. Sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. Shut up, you technomats and engine seers! Incomprehensible information is displayed on a large screen above the cogitators. Oh, went too fast. You can make out references to unfamiliar systems and worlds among the numbers and logistic system symbols. Oh, zooming! Oh, zooming out. And then this, got it. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. Yeah, we'll deal it. Hey, you guys want a tip for these types of games that'll make you not go crazy? Switch, put this on mouse 3. And just go ahead and apply that.
Follow my lead.
Oh my god, he sounds so much like Matt Berry. That's so funny. That's so funny. Do I have a map? I do have a map. A candlelit altar with a copy of the 2348th volume of the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of Sacred Laws of the Imperium. That's a lot. Ooh, look at this robot man. As you approach, something in the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. After a couple of seconds, the noise subsides. A door! And a cutscene.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms.
Yo!
Like
Lemon Russ!
After your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Oh, we in it now!
Feel my wrath.
I've been ambushed. To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will help you. Click the button at the top of the screen to start the battle. Alright, that's me. And this is also me down here. These people, who gives a shit about them? Move closer for interaction. Oh, I guess I'll be able to... These aren't interactables, those are just to read. Alright, you've been ambushed. I assume this is our turn order over here. Oh, is there a way to lock the... Yes, there is. Thank you. Thanks, video game. Holy shit! All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, characters can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell and double-click to move it. Movement points determine how far they can move. 1 MP is 1 cell. Moving diagonal is more costly. That makes sense. At the beginning, movement points are returned to their maximum. Now over here, we have inventory. That looks not... Ooh, cool menu. Good paper doll. What do we got? Character. Also nice. Oh, no. Journal. map. Corpus Valentius. Oh my god, oh my god, this is the whole, oh no. Cargo, huh? Stash? Probably. Alright. I'm gonna assume this game also uses cover. Is that telling me that he's going to shoot me? Yellow. Red. Big red. Oh, hold on a second. Effective distance. Huh. Ooh. I guess we'll just have to learn by doing. To make attacks, spend action points. Every attack or ability has a certain AP cost. The number of squares next to the attack icon indicates. Oh, excuse me 1 second. To attack, click a single shot at the bottom. However, hover the cursor. Tooltip will show the appearances. Amount of damage depends on the parameters of the weapon. The effectiveness of the shot depends on the distance and the enemy. When you target an enemy with a single shot, you'll see 2 areas denoting the effective and maximum firing ranges. Certain abilities are considered attack actions, can only be used once a turn, unless affected by specific talents. Character performs an attack, they will not be able to attack again. We'll use the movement points. Got it. So, if I were to say hit 1, I would mouse over it. Where does it show me the effective distance here? That's reload, got it. How much AP does this cost? Says on your gun, 1 creature within... Oh, at effective distance is 85%. Does this mean I'm in the effective distance? It is! It does mean that. And it costs 1 AP.
Suits my purpose.
Wow, that was pretty good. When you're ready to end your turn, press space. At all costs. Run and gun. Soldier gains 4 MP. Next attack costs 1 AP less. It does not count. Where's their attack limit? Interesting.
I'll pass.
Oh, I'm done. Darn.
Nothing I can't do.
Reload it, though. End the turn. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Is this guy ever going to shoot a gun? Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity if an opponent in adjacent cell initiates movement. It can be triggered. All characters with melee weapons, including members of your party, can make attacks of opportunity. So if I tried to move out of here, I would get an opportunity attacked. Is what I'm to understand. Can I disengage? Does not look like I have the ability to disengage. Looks like I'm gonna have to just shoot him right here.
You didn't stand a chance.
That's brutal.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay. Yo, the guard!
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
You can open the map using the map button to orient yourself. I'll figure it out. Oh, don't have to loot them. Good. Wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. Seeing the cause of this malfunction was short-circuiting the motive force. Sentry gun. Lemon Russ. Yeah. Sorry about you guys getting, you know, smeared. I'm sorry about that. It's unfortunate, really. Oh, hell yeah. I guess I'll just have to figure it out where I'm going. Oh, cool. Grand Void Ship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lumens. Cool! Nice pan.
None shall stand in my way.
Oh my god, it's just Matt Berry. That's so funny. The passage is closed.
I won't tolerate weakness.
There's a lot of NPCs milling about. Sorry, a boot. My mistake. Yo, look at this bitch's space hair! This is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I've described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What to do with Ion 6? Ethelthred. Let's survey the room. Your first impression of Ethelthred, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. Nervously twitching fingers, the face of a twisted by a slight tick, and jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over her physical form. Oh, I can switch it like this. Yeah. In stark contrast to Ethelthred, Theodora von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Ethelthred. Between the two of them, you see two more men. One's a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who's studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and pauldrons, containing all manner of weapons. Our second candidate has joined us. Patron, please approach and give me your answer. Passive skill test! Your character's skill will reflect their knowledge and shit. Sometimes you'll automatically pass a skill test. If such a test succeeds, you'll get new shit. If your character's traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score will... Oh, that's great! Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Spirits could be the natives were named for dangerous aliens. Verify if this is in case. Engages in xeno worship. Oh. There are ways to confirm what is happening on Ion 6 is witchcraft or not. Might cost several cycles to do so, but it'll give us the Answer: I'm a former commissar. I would continue sending in more people, one crew after another, until somebody succeeded in their service. Reports of spirits certainly sound like evidence of heresy. However, I put my interests first. No matter what it means, I would have their use. The riches of Ion 6 would be mine. Ion 6 must be purged. For the good of the Imperium, I shall exterminate the heretical beliefs and otherworldly powers that rule the native apostates. Another one. I suppose your answer is strictly correct. Not here. Not on the frontier. Not when we're playing for such high stakes. Ooh. Lady Theodora, your disappointment puzzles me. I gave you the same answer from the off, albeit in a more complete and compelling form. The goddess. Ah, we're both narcs! No! Ethelthred, I believe I gave you an assignment on the ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments for his purview. Thank you for forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot my time. Bye, bitch. So, Pat, why are you here? I don't know just yet. I was hoping you'd clarify that. Clarity, a luxury few of us can afford. There's a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted the opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such an opportunity. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo of Scaurus. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of Humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic, the warrant of trade kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical and reign and bow death and ruin for us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, patron, are one of those with the Von Valentius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. I am ready to take on this most sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigt, served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name Von Valentius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvier's performance in his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be, at least. One of? Does this mean there are other heirs? Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthred may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. If you're satisfied with Ethelthred, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me? Impatience. I'm rather fond of impatient people. They're not quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthred as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skill and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here in the Coronis Expanse. Once you were Commissar of the Imperial Guard, a political officer was not afraid to face his own death or to send his underlings to theirs. Resolve, faith, implacability, all of it gives one a unique perspective when presented with a situation where a less steadfast individual could falter. Trust me, Your future holds plenty of situations where your commitment to your duty or your house's interests will be one of your strengths. Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the Von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? I have some time before the navigator gives signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance, or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field, or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by the uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard! Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. The ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. Navigator? Translator? What are these things that you speak of? Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Geller field, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. This is how humanity spread across the galaxy. This is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars. Where's the ship headed? The Reichhead system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Only 3 rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House Von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Reichhead on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose of this voyage, but now is not the time. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, listen, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard the vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I'll find a post that suits you as I did for Adelthred. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself a most worthy heir. You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you'll be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows. I'm done now. In that case, I'll head to disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It's possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. End dialogue. For the Emperor! Oh shit! Motherfucking heretics!
I'll see you terminated.
All combatants act in their turns and their orders determined by an initiative roll. The order of turns is displayed on the left side of the screen from bottom to the top. The character at the very bottom goes first, and then the one above them, and so on and so forth. Got it. Ambush! Let's roll! Kill them, said Theodora. Wow, that's a lot of enemies. Holy shit. Wow, good one, Abelard. Holy fuck, Abelard. Holy fuck! Fuck these heretics. These heretics ain't shit, bruh. Cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind is marked with a shield, or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that the enemy attacks will hit the cover, and not the character behind it. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from the side, or not protected by the current cover. I wonder why it's got a skull. Shoot that motherfucker!
Opposing me. me was your biggest mistake.
Your character just landed a crit. That motherfucker's dead.
Already done.
Good dodge.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Good miss.
Oh, my ears are ringing.
Holy hell. That bitch got a plasma gun. Abelard, you're crazy.
Reduced to
You
dust.
killed two in one swing? You can do that? That's
I
crazy.
took care of this
Holy shit, man. Your characters received a positive effect from an ally. Such effects enhance the character's capability in combat in some way. To learn more about it, hover on the cursor over the character's effect next to the portrait. Momentum. Is that what I got? Or is it? Kill them! Ooh. What's this? Never stop shooting! Alright, what's this? At all costs, next single shot applies the following effects. The target, the ally who kills them.
Not a problem for me.
Ooh. Oh, I see. That's half cover, huh? All right.
Nothing.
And
I
run and
can't
gun.
do. All too easy. You didn't stand a chance.
Oh, well, I guess at all costs isn't gonna work then. Because they're
I
just
don't
dead.
have time for this.
That's funny. All right, let's
Suits
reload.
my purposes.
How'd you like this?
Wow, those guys didn't have a chance. Like, holy hell. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat in the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now. Possibly. Quite likely. We'll investigate that at a later time. Right now we need to isolate the affected compartments to try and assess the situation. What is happening? From what I've seen, Pat, I can speculate that we're dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp's toying with us, or somebody went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I'll need a direct channel to the engine Seer Prime before I can get a sense of what we're up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it'll be some time before we no longer need them. How could there be armed people in the ranks of the crew who would dare to attack the Lord Captain? Trust me, Pat, this is hardly surprising for a crew of thousands. The lower deck is a fertile environment for discontent and heresy, no matter how one tries to incinerate any seed before it can take root. All it takes is a hint of warp influence to cloud the minds of normally obedient cattle. Sporadic riots on the lower decks never reach these compartments. No, the tumults of the rabble are always contained in their own territory. Too well organized, it's spreading too rapidly. What are your orders? Mort's gone ahead to clear a path for us. If we want to make yourself useful, go after him and see that the arch-militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Alright, let's go,
I'll lay
losers.
claim to the stars.
How big's this ship? Oh, it's big as hell, dude. Holy shit! Oh, it's popping out here. It is popping. Elmo's snuggling the baby! Yeah! Yeah! Thank Providence you're alive and well. Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Anyways, just after the fighting's done, you can set your chrono by it. Mort, pull yourself together. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're done here. I'll report right away. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet's silent, the Voxmaster's not responding, armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is there a severe case of warp madness? Has some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report! I've not yet received word from the engineering regarding my Kellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they've ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only vox cast from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madman have already reached the officer's deck suggests this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny. A mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors. Every last one of them. First, we have to confirm the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, as I have means to do both things at once. Adelthrad, where is he? I must know if he's unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and the others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him, but the last thing I know is about his movements that he was in transitional deck 18. Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Adelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Class and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. Must go to my study, and it appears we might encounter heretics along the way. Pat? If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Adelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed Arch-militant, and taking into consideration Adelthrad's psyker powers. Then it's settled, Pat. Find Adelthrad and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers on the bridge. Do not let me down. Do you understand? In whatever state? What does that mean? We're on the warp. Considering the attack, there could be a disruption of the Geller field and the infiltration of malevolent forces onto the deck. Psychers can react to things in unpredictable ways. Enough, Master of Whispers. You must not allow my heir to turn into a mindless mutant and to perish under Enforcer of Fire. Do whatever it takes to bring Adelthrad back to me. I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Then move out! For the Emperor. I will shoot everyone you need me to shoot. I'll do it. Are you ready to head to 18? It's a long walk. You don't even have proper gear. I have a proposition. Since I'm the most important person here, you can go into the front to shield me from potential threats. Certainly, Lady Theodora would be devastated if she were to lose one of her precious heirs, but that's no longer relevant. Something hits you in your abdomen. You're consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. Oh, fuck! Kurt's behind it all! How could the evil guy be evil? Oh my god! He put the fuck on me! How could he have done this? What a twist. Bro, Owlcat games are so good.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the warrant chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back
He
with
wants
us.
to steal the warrant. Vortgear, you two-faced scum! You're the one behind this mayhem, you motherfucker!
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warring Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the sentinel.
What is it, inbred? Blood too thin for the sentinel?
On the contrary, the warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The sentinel refused to submit to me, but you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shit?
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench, Fon Valencius.
Oh, this
watch as I
motherfucker's
sacrifice
high on
her entire
chaos!
Dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
One of the available dialogue options, unlike the others, skill test. Unlike with passive, which are made, this to decide whether or not to select the option. The consequences will depend. Success or failure depends on the dialogue. Depending on the context, you might change the course, alter an attitude, or perform an action whose consequences will become apparent later. Hover your cursor over the dialogue option. It'll tell you. Once your character starts traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score will try it. The blade flashes, drops of blood appear in your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous, head spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. One more source's voices. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voice in my head. Got it. I'm gonna fight this shit. Get out! I'm not your puppet. Voice in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel the intruding influence forcing you to your feet, making you take a step forward. Damn it. I tried, guys. In the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. Sentinel turns its head to you. One of its eye sockets lining up with two amber-like irises. Failed. You don't know shit. Servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Lower jaws opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to your right lights up, showing up strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after he wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depth of your mind. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around, in the hopes of finding at least something that could work. Your search is in vain. The anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Examine the sentinel. Servitor looks notably different from the ones you're used to. Skin covering stitched together with copper thread, has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. Seems the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. Back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Damn it! I only have the one option. Put my hand in there. The jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking in your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as servo motors start up and the pump stir into action. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The jaws remain closed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You don't understand where the quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the sentinel, the cogitator, figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides as quickly. Seeming the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Yo! Get fucked, motherfuckers! Oh, shit!
Well, there is still another way.
Holy hell, it's so big! I thought it was gonna be like an envelope! Let it be known that by my will and the true words of this document, I oppose this person to be the oh, it's too far. Paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversaries, walk bravely into darkness, unite cramblets to triumph over the nightmares untold, whole bloody the relatives fade, walk steadily the path of thorns through the pain to greatness.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need to contact. I need a weapon. I am defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Fox, restore communication. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me in the frequency, regroup available force to head to the upper decks at once.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
Lead me out of here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
As the game story unfolds, you'll see all sorts of shit go into the journal. It'll use the journal to find out what quests are. So, for example, oh my god, no one must reach the warrant. A simple order, the sentinel cogitator will lock the chamber. Alright, let's lock this bitch. If you're Lord Captain, whose house each of you... Oh.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Conrad's a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something. Trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Veer openly admitted he's the master behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
When fighting, your character can lose some of your wounds. Your character suffered an injury after being attacked by Conrad. This happens when they receive damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within one round. Injuries reduce their resolve. When a character suffers an injury, it's considered fresh during that first 3 rounds. When 3 rounds are passed, fresh injury becomes an old injury. Fresh injury can be healed using a medkit without passing any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed with medkit, but they require the character administering to pass a Medicaid test to succeed. Note, when they lose all their wounds, they fall unconscious. Once the combat's over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, but any injuries they sustain remain, and those that can be healed with a medkit. They can be only used by characters with base skill Medicaid or have taken Medicaid skill advancement. Abelard can heal your character's injury. Click on Abelard, select medkit, and use it on your character. You've got new items. Go into your inventory and equip them. But first,
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
cool. Medical kit. Me.
Let's patch you up.
I stand in recognition.
Me.
We must act.
Quickly. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Yeah!
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I have spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the
It's
same?
almost like I'm even better. What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Imperium. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, The sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterial. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
I heard one of Theodora's Vox casts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
The navigators... Oh, no, wait. For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Whoa!
Don't you dare to cross us.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Combat begins with the tactical phase, during which characters cannot attack or take actions, but they can get to good positions. Select a character and put them where you want. Red cells are inaccessible to other characters. During tactical phase, each character can move up to their maximum movement points, cannot put themselves next to an enemy. Alright, there's no fucking cover here. There is no cover. There's not a single spot of cover worth of shit. Well, Abelard, time to get the hell in there, bro.
I'll live another day.
0 is a good number. Characters with melee weapons block adjacent. Whoa! Combat abilities of characters differ based on their archetype. Available abilities are at the bottom right of the screen in the abilities panel. Read the full description, hover over it. Click an icon to use it. For the abilities used, you'll review its estimated outcome while hovering your cursor. You'll see the areas of ability effect. Well, I don't know what that last one said. It was about... Hold on. Fuck! Be careful. Companions can get hurt by shit. Abelard's abilities. It was something about attack rejection. Well, he's a warrior. Specializes in melee combat and drawing enemy attacks. Charge is a unique ability that only works when using a melee weapon. It's not considered an attack action. Use charge to close the distance. And the charge can be... No, it's about, like, the attacks doing 0 damage. This character uses a melee weapon. Requires it to be adjacent. Make it strike and then hit them. Like single shots, melee attacks hit automatically. The enemy will try and dodge and parry if they're using a melee weapon of their own. Attack denial. Yeah, what does it mean? Melee weapons can be used to make area attacks. Hold on a second. No, this is not it. I should save, huh? This one. Tutorial. Burst attacks, calculating, combat, cover, critical, damage protection. Wow, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. I wonder what... I wonder what that was. Oh. Abelard, could you kindly slice these two?
Victory is imminent.
Ah, shit. Your character missed. Darn. It was about not being able to use melee attacks in melee range? Okay, charge. And this is brace for impact.
Indeed.
Nice try, losers. Is there a reason I'm taking 0 damage from these guys?
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh,
Just
never
a
mind.
minor setback.
This means I have to get out of range to shoot him, doesn't it? Opportunity attack, go!
That was insulting.
All right. Las gun this fuck. Wait, that's 70. That's 70. 70, 70. Wow, the maximum range on this is extremely far.
Not a problem. Nothing of
Oh!
has been lost. Already done.
Run and gun. Let's shoot another guy. Darn.
My ears are ringing. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Wait, hold on. Deal 0. Wow, this is a really incredibly detailed combat log. So they hit. I didn't dodge. They didn't parry. They didn't crit. Damage 0. Base damage of 0. With the +1 times effective armor equals 0. Wow. How does this calculate? Oh, it just shows. Great.
At your beck and call.
Oh, come on, guys.
He wants some more.
Good old 0. Dude! The order in which actions are taken matters. Your character can only move before they take an attack. Once they attack, they lose their movement points. Okay. Good to know. I have full auto on my rifle? I'm sorry? I thought that was reload. Oh my, oh Lord. Hold on.
I shall not fear. All too easy.
Oh.
It's your biggest mistake.
Die.
It will be done.
Darn. Somebody said I could check the hit chances before committing to the move. How do I do that? What about look at the grid? Aim and look? Hold on. Click only once. Then click the attack. Oh, that's cool. Why is it... What's up with the... Is it because of the central line? What's going on with that? Why is it so low? Or is it because I'm aiming at multiple people?
Absolutely not.
Well, in that case... Oh, I see. Why is that guy 0? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Shoot.
Something of value has
Oh,
been lost.
shit. Cut you, bro. Damn, stop parrying.
Suits mine.
Oh, fuck. You can advance the level of your character and companions, prevailing in a battle, exploring the expanse, and completing quests earn you experience points. Once you've accumulated enough experience, your character gains a new level. Click on arrows and shit. Each level gained offers your characters new progression options, which include an ability, talent, skill improvements, and other enhancements. As your companions gain new levels at the same time as your character, even if they're not included in the active party during your journeys, you can always increase their levels later. Level up! I can get a rank in soldier available. Let's go. Available skills. Wait, is that the... Oh. Oh, this is so much less complicated than I thought it was. It goes in a circle. Oh, this... Okay. Oh. Choose a skill. Awareness. Perception. React to things the conscious mind might not notice. Demolition. Deactivate traps. You know, I actually already have a pretty good demolition. Let's go awareness. Yeah, awareness. How do I, Oh, and it even says, like, hey, this would be a good one. To Samari? Complete. I did it. I'm now slightly more aware. What about you, Abelard? Carouse. Ah, doing drugs might be cool. Traverse difficult terrain. Let's go with this. Good job, boys.
Doubt is for the weak.
Huh, I wonder what the button
We
to
shall
pick
prevail.
up all the party is. Like, if they're really
at
far
your
apart,
service.
right? Like, really far
Follow
apart.
my lead.
Backspace? Hell yeah. Oh, they do have inventory now. Defeated enemies have no need for their further belongings, and you can discover valuable shit on them. Items on the right side go to your inventory. Such items can be used or equipped. Items on the left are packed up as cargo. You can move trophies from one side of the window to the other. Like to collect all, please.
We must act.
I would like to equip a sword, please. I would like to equip 2 sword. Thank you. No. I would like to equip a sword and a gun. Yeah! I can't shoot with a sword? It looks like I can shoot with a sword. It looks like that. It sounds like you don't know what you're talking about. One-handed melee weapon. I wonder what the difference is between having the two. Like, is there any downside to that? What is the downside? You can't attack with both without a talent? Oh, I see. So dual wielding is like a... Ah, okay. I get it! Well, shit, then, you know... In that... hold on. There we go. That's how that's supposed to look. And Abelard, you can have this gun over here. But can I burst fire with a laser pistol? I think it's cool. I just think it's really cool to shoot with Aren't I better with a gun? Yeah, I can burst fire with the pistol. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This is cool. This is cool, and I'm gonna do it. Here's a map of the ship. It consists of several parts between which you can travel. Some parts are fucked up right now. To the Navigator's Sanctum, losers! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit. That's the war.
I pray to the God Emperor that we are not too late.
We're so too late, bro.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Crap.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
Psychers, man.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psycher and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, claws scraping against the walls of your mind. Its presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. Diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud.
You know, I just realized that the walls are literally bleeding.
And you are Von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
Officer frequency to all those who can hear me. Those with the weapon in their hands, gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once. Prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
How do you know who I am?
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
You flinch at her words. No doubt she's referring to the nightmares, the tortures inflicted on your body and mind. Your muscles contract involuntarily as if steeling themselves for more inevitable pain. What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Enginseer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Well, let's go find him.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Okay. Yadira is in the party. Select a character, click LMB. Select multiple, drag them. Backspace for all of them. Alright, let's roll. Holy, stop shooting that! Holy fucking shit!
I tire of idleness. Let's move. A new challenge for me?
Here we go again.
Alright.
Show them no mercy.
There, good. You. In. You. Right here. Let's do it. You can use the hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions. Click LMB on any cell to put the hologram, then select ability to see the outcome. The action will be displayed as if used. Hologram also lets you see the enemy in your line of sight. Click LMB to confirm and execute it. Click LMB anywhere on the battlefield to cancel it. Oh, this is what people were trying to tell me earlier. Okay, cool. All right. It's me now. Burst fire. Or... Wait, I can... Oh, I can only pistol burst. Oh, I misunderstood that shit. Pew pew.
Nothing I can't do. Losing me
Oh.
was your biggest mistake.
Got him.
been lost.
Got him.
Just a minor setback.
Oh, shit. Idira is a psyker and an op. As an op, she can study opponents and identify their weaknesses, and her psychic abilities let her deal damage. Analyze is an operative ability which lets them exploit effect all enemies within the line of sight at the start of all their turns. They can use their ability against a specific to inflict several stacks. The higher their intelligence, the more stacks will be inflicted. Whenever they hit a target with the exploit, the attack deals additional damage. Oh, their operative is like a rogue equivalent. Exposed weakness, they can use against a single enemy who is under the exploit. The ability reduces their dodge, parry, and armor. Idira is armed with a special staff that allows Psyker to unleash psychic powers. In the future, you'll encounter staves that only a Psyker verse in certain disciplines can use. For example, you could find an Inferno one, but to do so, they must have pyromancy. Okay, what do we got? Psychic Shriek. Forewarning. Analyze. Or shoot a bastard with lightning. I'm sorry, does that just say... Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I'm gonna fuck you up.
I'd rather not.
Too far.
Indeed.
The creature in the chair appears as if it become one with a throne. You see pink parchment skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human. Navigator's breathing heavily. Air whistling as exits through two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes, as well as the third one that sits on the center of its forehead. Well, folks, that is today's look at Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader by Owlcat. This game's super cool. It's Warhammer as hell. No, don't know me, Judacious. That's the end of the show. That's the end of the show. I have to go kiss my baby. My baby needs kisses, and I love him. Just a little bit more. Oh, I do have to save first. Well, I'll save after the end of the stream. And by that, I mean I'll start a new character where I spend more time in character creator. Aren't you the baby? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you, Rogue Trader. And thank you, Owlcat and Warhammer. And also Games Workshop. Monica and Mates for Life both subscribe. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Zukiri sub. 12 months of depositing tips into Manjar Pat. Yeah. Thanks for depositing your tips into me. Angry Optimus sub. Says collect the Bezos bucks. Will do. Thank you. Monster Envy sub. Have fun with this. Fun fact, the original 40k was outright called Rogue Trader. I did not know that. That's cool. And Darian7070 sub. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right. I will see you guys not tomorrow, but I will see you on Thursday for something else. I can't remember what. It's a game about running a DJ station and solving a murder mystery. Okay. Bye now. Bye-bye.